Here we are. Another Sunday stroll coming up. It's very misty today. A bit like Silent Hill around here, it would seem. Which is a useful segue as we're getting into spooky season. And if you like spooky stuff, check out my podcast. I've done with my better half, Shelmo. It's called Posts About Ghosts. So we talk about all manner of spooky stuff, including spooky games. So check us out, postaboutghosts.com. That's oh god, it's cold. Postaboutghosts.com. And check out the podcast. There you go. It's quite nice, this, actually. Quite like it. It's a bit different. So if the fog deadens a lot of ambient sound, that makes it a bit more eerie. So I wonder what it's going to be like at the park, where it's a lot more open ground, because it's quite set in here. There's a bit of a chill as well in the air. It's quite chilly. It's getting that time of the year where 1 minute it's quite mild and the next minute it gets quite cold. And this is a cold one today. So we'll see. Imagine it being quite cold at where it's open at the park. It's quite cold here. Okay, see you at the park. Check that out. Definitely all creepy. It's gone all N64, hasn't it? You know, when it used to, the old N64 games where you'd have a bit of fog. I think like Turok Dinosaur Hunter had that. Actually added to the game, I think. But yeah, it's pretty cool. I like it. I like it a lot. So, fucking hell, here we go. Oh, it's pretty cool, this. So, again, I don't really have a structured chat. It's amazing that people actually still let the dogs off the lead. I'd be frightened that they'd go and disappear into the fog. I've watched too many movies. You know, that's the thing. Anyway, let's get around here. Let's carry on. It's a definite chill. Definite chill in here. I think this is. I think that's the doggo. That, if you can see, there you go. Oh, Labrador there. Lovely. I think that's. That disappeared in the fog. You'd have a hard time finding the dog. But yeah, Sunday strolls, not necessarily about anything. It's just me on my walk. So I finished up watching Cobra Kai the last season, and they really nailed the landing. It was great. It delivered. It was satisfying. It was very good. Very well done. I was happy with it. They didn't do anything stupid. I always get a bit nervous with certain shows when they get into the last season that they don't do something daft and ruin it, because nothing like when you see how they have screwed up so many shows and movies with bad endings. Oh, in some cases, just bad throughout. It was interesting, a little measurement that I had. I was looking at like a lot of the viewing figures in my previous videos, what they'd had. And I did it wasn't a walkie-talkie, it wasn't a Sunday stroll I did last week where I talked about Alien Earth, but it was one where I talked about, I did it with Fireteam Elite, Aliens Fireteam Elite, and that was a real negative video about Alien Earth. I didn't really have a lot of good things to say about it, and that got so many more views than any video that I've done in ages. Now, there are a couple of explanations for that. One, that it was a current thing, and so, you know, you're bound to get more views because it's a current thing. But the other thing as well is it's kind of a negative video. You know, I'm not exactly enthusing over something, and with that, I think just inevitably you end up with more views. Just notice how small them football goals are. Obviously it's for kids. God, I hit my bleeding head on that. So, yeah. Anyway, let's get on with the walk. Oh yeah. The negativity seems to sell. I don't know whether it's the YouTube algorithm that sort of boosts that type of stuff. I say there's two reasons why. I would like to think it was because it was something that was more in keeping and topical, but you look at a lot of people that make a living off of YouTube, quite a lot of them, you know, they focus on negative stuff. I guess it just dials into the human psyche, doesn't it? Humans tend to seem to gravitate towards drama, you know. And I'm mindful of that because that's not really me, but it's easy to slip into. And so I do understand why certain channels are the way that they are, and sometimes it is quite forced, you know. I like to save my sort of ire for things that do genuinely piss me off. I do have quite a high tolerance when it comes to games and movies and what have you. I don't have very exacting standards. I will watch and play some stuff that really is janky, really is a bit crappy. And yeah, I'll watch that stuff, play that stuff, and I'll find some enjoyment out of it to be had. I remember like going back to stuff like Duke Nukem Forever and Aliens Colonial Marines. I mean, they were demonstrably, they're bad. You know, they don't look great. There's a lot wrong with them. But there's also some good stuff to be extracted out of it, and I'm like a miner. I'll find it, you know, dig down and find it. And the thing is, they're never quite as bad as what people make out. They're never the world-ending garbage that people make out. I'm not going back that way because I'll have to make an edit for sound because barking dogs. I'm not doing that. It's bad enough having to edit as it is. It's kind of annoying sometimes, I think. Mushrooms. But yeah, it was just an interesting observation that stood out like a sore thumb, because I don't get a lot of views. And to be honest with you, my content by and large doesn't lend itself to that. It doesn't lend itself to getting hundreds, thousands of views. My old videos did, the ones I did about 15 years ago when I started the channel. There's a lot of retro games and stuff like that. But there was fewer people doing YouTube, so all those years ago it was a bit more of a curiosity, and I think if I'd have kept it going and tried hard, I might have been able to do something with the channel to make a living out of it. But it was about that time I started to become ill, and I enjoy doing this. You know, I like doing videos, and which is weird because I'm not really much in the way of an extrovert. I don't go on camera. I hate having my photo taken, but I do enjoy making videos. I think I'd have been someone better behind the camera than in front of it. But I like doing podcasts. I did one a few years ago, a video gaming one. But again, that sort of was around the time I fell ill. And I just ended up having to back out. You know, I was going weeks without playing anything. And it's a video game podcast, didn't have anything to say. So in the end, I just backed out of it. And it was just something I had to do at the time. So yeah, it's like just an observation really, as I say, based on that. But it's not, some people can do it really good. There's a lot of people that make their YouTube channels of talking about movies and media entertainment, and they're very literate. I'm not. You know, they've got a lot of knowledge on the subject. I don't. You know, I just watch the stuff. I've never studied it at college, you know, media studies or whatever at college. I've never done that. You know, it's not a critical view that I'm looking at things with. I'm just looking at things from the viewpoint of your average person, I guess, watching stuff and enjoying stuff. God, they're right in an awkward place with that dog. I can't do a circuit around. They just stood there yapping. It's like, if you're taking your dog for a walk, take it for a walk. Don't just like go in there and stand there yapping. I'm talking about the people, not the bloody dog. It's like those people that, you know, that go to the gym and they just stand there talking for the hour and then they go. It's like, you didn't do anything. Oh, I went to the gym today. Oh, really? What do you do? Oh, I was talking to such and such a body. Do you actually go on any of the equipment? No, I was just sat on it. Oh, right, so you were just blocking somebody else using it. I used to see that bit when I used to go to the gym a few years ago. I used to see that quite a lot. And they'd be like, if you're not using it, get off it. You can stand over there or go to the little bar or wherever and have a yap. It's me being antisocial, I suppose, but, you know, it's just annoying. And they'll be the same ones, you know, that put up on Instagram or X or whatever their nominated social media outlet of choice is, to show the world how wonderful they are. Like, yeah, you didn't do anything, did you? I don't know if this is the same magpie. There always seems to be a magpie on this path, and or on one of these paths around here, and it just sort of like, it's up there, and it just sort of like gives me a bit of the side eye, then flies off. Now it's gobbing off, making them weird noises, funny things. It's like, don't know if it's ever thinking it might like try to kick off, kick your ass. It's like, all right, lovely. I think I'm gonna have to get some gloves because, boy, oh boy, my hands are cold, and the winter hasn't really kicked in yet. It's still autumnal, you know. But hell's bells, it's cold. Oh yeah, not really spoke about anything, have I really? Just a bit of my observations on YouTube and other assorted crap. Nothing in particular. That's kind of the point though with this Sunday Stroll. I leave the house and just start, what can I talk about? Because if it's just going to be about games, I might as well just call it another walkie-talkie, because that's the focus of that stuff. And I have to say, it's getting tough. doing that, you know, the intention started out to be 3 times a week, but I kind of felt motivated to do every day of the week. And of course, you burn through things to talk about quicker the more you're doing. So, but there's always, I'll find something. I've got, bloody hell, is it 45 years of gaming to talk about? What I need to do as well, water just landed on my hand. So I find a different place to come sometimes. I do like this because it's a nice circuit and it's like easy to gauge how much I've done. Look, there's a bloody magpie. Is that the same one again? Let's see. I don't know if you can see it because the camera's kind of zoomed out. It has a sort of more of a wide angle lens. Yeah, if it goes again, I'm sure it's the same bloody one, you know. But yeah, we'll see. I'll see what goes on. See what hatches. I'll check it out. See if there's any other places. Probably not. Right. I think I'm going to call it there. Remember, check out postsaboutghosts.com. It's getting a bit busy in here. Quite well. Yeah, so I'll call it there and I'll catch you on the next one.